Tonight, on the last episode of our NewsHour special, Style and Faces, we follow the rise and the many reinventions of Jade Rutherford. Born Jade Cheung in 1990 in Sentport to an affluent family, Jade grew up between two worlds. Her father traded regularly between Bigland and Sentport, while her Bigland-born mother served as the company's accountant. The two later married and welcomed Jade. At 16, Jade signed with a modeling agency and began shuttling between Gimsland and Bigland for commercial shoots. In 2007, at 17, she relocated to Gimsland to launch a full-time modeling career. In 2008, she married JBC television shareholder Giovanni Rutherford's son, Lucas Rutherford, who was then 35. The couple drew skeptical headlines outside the two families. The age gap and, for some, perceived differences in complexion became fodder for gossip, and Jade's looks were picked apart in public for the first time. Yet, this was also when she truly entered the household conversation in Gimsland. By most accounts, her pre-wedding photos suggested she had not undergone cosmetic procedures yet. Her original face showed balanced proportions and near-equal horizontal thirds, a distinctly Bigland monolid, angular bone structure, especially cheekbones, a bulbous nasal tip, a rounded lower jaw, and a relatively wide, low-profile nose bridge. She had a comparatively fuller white upper lip, particularly evident in side profile, often associated with malocclusion or a recessed nostril base. In Jade's case, her early shy smile exposed a bite irregularity. Observers concluded the projected upper lip likely reflected underlying skeletal malocclusion. One wedding guest later told reporters, "The bride has crooked teeth." A year later, Jade returned to the runway with greater frequency. Runway images from 2009 show she still had her signature monolid. In 2011, the then 21-year-old supermodel debuted her first notable facial shift in the pictures from a fashion event. Jade appeared to have undergone blepharoplasty, more widely known as double eyelid surgery. Her smile is labeled by some as a bit strange, owing to her ongoing orthodontic process. That same year, the event photos propelled her to the top of an online poll as the most beautiful beige face in female category. By 2012, Jade co-starred in a film of the novel adaptation The Woman Warrior by a Bigland writer. Head-on images suggested a narrower nose, but side views showed no real change in height or structure differences, likely attributable to a new makeup approach. Many believed she removed her braces that year. Her smiles became more confident. Comparing semi-profiles from 2011 and 2012, the buccal contour appeared rounder, consistent with masseter slimming via Botox, which softens a squared, angular jawline. In 2013, Jade signed a 3-year contract with JBC's reality competition Project Model as a styling and modeling mentor. Reactions from the OG fans of the show was chilly accusations of pulling strings, her being not qualified. But once the show aired, her genuine demeanor and practical coaching won viewers over and drew praise from industry insiders. Comparing posters and behind-the-scenes stills with earlier photos, her nose seemed notably updated. While overall width remained similar, side views suggested injections to the bridge and tip, yielding a sharper yet streamlined shape and a less bulbous tip. Her upper lip outline looked smoother as well, likely from centered red lip filler to correct visual irregularities. That same year, reports surfaced that Jade and Lucas were negotiating a divorce. Rumors of marital strain had trailed them since 2011, with tabloid chatter that the marriage was for show and whispers about Jade's closeness to JBC music director C.J. Bailey. In early 2014, news broke that the couple had divorced. Paparazzi then photographed Jade leaving JBC with C.J., igniting a media storm. Known for an elegant, courteous, nice girl persona, Jade was captured flipping off the photographers, the first such moment on record. The paparazzi photos also revealed fresh profile changes. She appeared to have undergone a white lip reduction to reshape the upper lip and lower lip chin crease. Mild hyperpigmentation along the philtrum hinted at recent surgery. The white lip reduction also diminished the visual impact of her 2013 vermilion filler, which over time can migrate or be absorbed. In 2015 at the Jet Ball theme, Bigland, Imagination Through Telescope, Jade appeared alongside other Bigland stars. Her lips showed clear augmentation and shaping to achieve a nice upper tooth show on repose with a well-defined Cupid's bow. A careful comparison of her 2013 and 2015 profiles suggests the chin had moved laterally forward. Nasal width appeared stable, but relative to 2013, earlier nasal filler seemed partially absorbed, restoring some roundness. Yet, on that same year's cover of the House of Mirth, Jade's nose looked slimmer and more projected, strongly suggesting she underwent rhinoplasty during this period. In 2016, Jimmy's Secret staged the first live broadcast in Bigland, and Jade naturally became the first beige face to lead a Jimmy's Secret advertisement. The move marked a sharp break from her earlier image and drew criticism. On close review, her face showed little structural change, except that she could still be enhancing the volume of her lips. By 2017, at age 27, she was out faking a paparazzi shoot to campaign for her friend's latest clothing line, but also facing backlash for tanning her skin too dark. Observers noted a slightly more sculpted chin and a downward shift in the highlight point, subtle enough to suggest fillers rather than implants. Her nasal changes were far clearer. Some clinicians posited that, layered on top of prior rhinoplasty, she pursued additional tip and dorsum injections to achieve finely graded dorsal contours. After Project Model contract wrapped, Jade gradually stepped out of the spotlight. During the pandemic, she disclosed struggling with an eating disorder tied to mental health challenges on a podcast. In 2021, her first major post-pandemic appearance, browless, set social media ablaze. Many fans said they did not recognize her at all. The look featured hollowed under-eye area and cheeks and mid-face descent, changes possibly linked to buccal fat removal or extreme weight loss, producing increased facial bony definition. The nose appeared slimmer without added height, consistent with the absorption or dissolution of post-rhinoplasty injection. At rest, her lips no longer showed teeth, potentially from skin laxity or filler's natural descent. Profile comparisons suggested reduced chin volume with slight retrusion, pointing to prior chin filler or an implant having been removed, while concurrent skin tightening and lift likely curbed sagging. Small eyebag shadows appeared for the first time, an aesthetic popular in Bigland. Given their minimal extent, they were likely achieved with makeup. Public reaction split sharply. Critics accused her of appropriating old Jollywood aesthetics and glorifying unhealthy skinniness. Others fixated on the no-brow styling. The controversy did not slow her momentum. If anything, it helped cement Jade as a rising it girl among a younger crowd. In the era that followed, Jade partnered with niche fashion labels and couture houses, pushing avant-garde styling. In 2023, she received the CFDJ Fashion Awards Fashion Impact Award. In interviews, she spoke candidly about procedures. She likes her fuller lips and said she wouldn't proactively dissolve the filler. She admitted that in 2021, she was too skinny and her face was sagging. At 33, she stressed she wasn't all natural, urging fans not to believe unrealistic beauty standards. In her words, "I freeze my age because I do it for a living. Don't do it if it's not part of your job." She added that she did no brow lift, but had a blepharoplasty to lift up her eyes. Her mid-face laxity, she said, resolved because she did multiple deep tissue injections on my cheekbones and in my scalp to lift my face up. And if you compare my pics now to 2021, you'll see I look much younger, but nobody ages backwards. She also mentioned having collagen filler in her eye bags. In 2025, at the age of 35 inches, a cosmetic campaign, Jade read more natural on camera, with authentic fine lines. Side-by-side frames suggest chin and cheek bone fillers had been dissolved or absorbed with no sign of refilling. Deepened creases around nostrils likely reflected mid-face filler migrating downwards by gravity and pooling near the nasal base. 3 years later, in 2028, Jade won Best Supporting Actress at the Golden Olive Award for Pangs of Love, adapted from a Bigland novel. Her avant-garde styling drew fresh attention. She also admitted that she removed almost everything in her face that prevent her face from moving freely. Photos showed unmistakable signs of natural aging in profile, gentle ptosis and hollowing, while a post-explant nose looked less upturned with a lower bridge. She also dissolved the more exaggerated lip filler for the part. In her acceptance speech, she reflected on her life in the industry. I always thought that I wasn't good enough to make it with what I'm capable of, that I always need to rely on what I don't have or who I am not to achieve my goals. But this time it's just me, and the team that trusted me and brought out the best in me. Every day I was on set, I feel that I am enough. So guys, do me a favor and tell yourself that you're enough.